we good? Hello? Hello? Are we live? We're live. Hello and welcome. It's 10 o'clock. Chelsea 2, Brentford 1, and Chelsea have finally beaten a 78-year curse against Brentford, in which we have now won a home game in the league for the first time in the best part of 80 fucking years. Thank God that is over and done with. The curse is hopefully lifted, and we can now move on with our lives. Because, wow, even then, still closer than it needed to be. To be completely honest with you, we had highs, we had lows. CUCURELLA sent off. Is that anyone can confirm? That would be great, because I'm seeing people say that he wasn't sent off. Apparently, was. I still need to see footage of what happened, because the radio just wasn't cutting it, you know? The radio just wasn't really... CUCURELLA, red card. Was anything given? So, red card, CUCURELLA after the full-time whistle. It doesn't look red to me. That looks very yellow, but it would mean a second yellow. Does a yellow after the full-time whistle just mean another yellow? I'm fairly sure. I'm almost positive that in the rules of the game, or maybe not, CUCURELLA, he got a red card. I'm seeing a picture. He got a red card. So a one-match ban for him. He was sent off. Yeah. Listen, I've already said what I need to say about CUCURELLA. He gets on my tits. He gets on my everlasting nerves. But I also really love him. I do. He's a proper shithouse player. Frustrating beyond belief, both for home fans or you know, Chelsea fans and away fans. Just literally anyone watching CUCURELLA he's such a tart as well, isn't he? The diving and all the you know, the theatrics, so to speak. It's just so much sometimes. It's just too much from time to time. Before we begin, please do like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And Chelsea, once again, with the win, we got it over the line nevertheless. Despite all of the lows, the issues, we were worried at one point that it wasn't going to be enough at 1-0 and we needed another goal. I was slamming, well, not slamming, but I was criticising Jackson for perhaps having yet another game where, much like in the game against Tottenham, it just didn't go well for him and that he just couldn't put it away. And this was right after a moment where he just was like half-heartedly trying to score more or less an open goal and put it over the bar. Criticising him, and then in live time, I was humbled with, you know, a fantastic Jackson goal. I saw a statistic. I really did. What was it? It's Nicholas Jackson has the most non-penalty goals in the Premier League since the start of the 23-24 season, which is, of course, last season. So Nicholas Jackson has scored more non-penalty goals in the Premier League since the start of last season. 23 goals, whilst Mohamed Salah with 22 goals in that time. So, you know, it's one of those. It's one of those, because even I was criticising. I wasn't criticising in a negative way. I was just more so being like, it's just not worked out for him again today, in an otherwise really good campaign for him so far. The last game against Tottenham, this one, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't amazing, but he still got the goal in a really important goal as at that. It was the difference maker. And Burmo again with a fucking goal at Stamford Bridge, and again with a goal against Chelsea in any capacity. He loves to score against us, and he got his goal, but it wasn't enough. We were close. We were close to. It certainly felt a little bit too close for comfort. It certainly felt too close for comfort at stages, especially towards the end. But like I was saying, throughout the game, if we can win this game in any capacity, in any sort of way, even if it's just like crawling over the line. It doesn't matter how we do it. If we can get 3 points against this, one, it shows that Maresca has the cojones. He's got the bollocks to right the wrongs, to rewrite history in the sense of we've struggled against Brentford for 78 pissing years, and he's come in and thought, no more. So we've got Maresca, who is consistently making improvements to the team week in, week out in situations where years gone by we would have struggled in this game. We genuinely would have struggled last season before, probably even lost this game because we do lose to Brentford so often. But Brentford or not, these types of games are the games where they're hard-fought wins. They're really tricky customers to try and get wins against. Your Sheffield Uniteds, your Brentfords, your Fulhams, your Southamptons. Not so much this year, but you get what I'm trying to say. Who else? Brighton. The list goes on. Leicester. It's those kinds of games where you think title challenging teams or top teams, they don't struggle against these types of teams. They get the win regardless. They get the ring. They get the win no matter what. At all costs, you get the win. And in years gone by, we don't. We just don't get the results. But now with Maresca, it's becoming more and more of a common occurrence that we get these results this season anyway. It might all go tits up in months to come, but right now I'm seeing a Chelsea side that is together. We were shaky. We were really sort of I don't know, a little bit out of sorts. It seemed like not taking our chances as well as we could have done. Listen, we had, how many fucking shots did we have? We had, let me get the stats up for you. We had 26 shots. 26 shots. They had 9. We only got 8 on target. That is I'm looking at the shot map, and it is absolutely abysmal. Absolutely shocking that we've had that many shots. And we only won 2-1. We had plenty of chances to close the game off, to shut the game off earlier than we needed to, or than we did. 80 minutes to get that. CUCURELLA did get sent off, by the way. I've just seen confirmation that it was in fact a red card, too little, too late for Burmo and Brentford, but it was still shaky. It was still really, really shaky. Standout performances, I would say. I'm going to do player ratings tomorrow, but spoiler alert, I think Robert Sanchez was the man of the match. I genuinely think Robert Sanchez was the man of the match, and Caicedo's a close one, but it's just Sanchez had a completely on the ball game. He had a little balls up in the first half, but besides that, he kept us in this game. He stopped us losing, definitively stopped us from losing. it's crazy that these words are coming out of these beautiful lips of mine. But you know, I am frustrated and annoyed by Sanchez as much as the next man, as much as the next, you know, whoever. It's just the fact of life that Sanchez is a fairly irritating person. Much like myself, you know, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Sanchez isn't everyone's cup of tea. But sometimes you have to admit they're a fucking good at what they do from time to time. They have moments of absolute class. And, you know, that was one of these days for Robert Sanchez. You know, you've just got to give him his flowers. Some of the, you know, a couple of brilliant saves from him. And, yeah, kept us in it. Jackson's goal was fantastic, but by no means a man of the match performance from him. I thought Palmer again just couldn't. I think other times there were certain situations where maybe Sancho didn't make the right pass, or Madueke didn't make the right pass, or whoever, Enzo didn't make the right pass. And Palmer was getting frustrated at times. He really was. There was a moment where... who was it? It might have been Madueke. Palmer was fucking through down the right-hand side, and he chose to loft it inside to whoever was in the box. But it was situations like that where we weren't necessarily on the ball. We weren't firing on all cylinders, as they say. It wasn't as clean and as well-oiled a machine as we are used to seeing over the last few weeks. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, but at the moment, it doesn't seem like we can put a foot wrong. And even when we do, we get all 3 points as we have done so here today. With that said, my man of the match is Robert Sanchez. I will have to look over things in a bit more detail. It was Sancho, not Madueke. David, thank you for correcting me. It was Sancho who should have played in Cole Palmer, but didn't. And maybe I think we probably would have scored in that situation. But again, I will be doing a player ratings video on my YouTube, specifically tomorrow. So if you're watching on TikTok, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChelseaFansXI. We are an ever-growing community of Chelsea fans and football fans, I suppose. So please do come over and subscribe there. And with that said, Chelsea with another win. In the terms of the table, we've got a game played more than league leaders Liverpool, but we've scored 6 more goals. We're level on goal difference. We're 2 points behind, and they have to play Tottenham, who have just won very, very convincingly. 5-0, if I'm not mistaken, against Southampton, which, you know, take that as you will, but going into a game against Liverpool on the, next Sunday, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. I will more than likely do a watch along for that game. I will have to get back to you on that one. But again, with that said, we're not in the title race. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for all the support today. Really do appreciate it. With that said, my name is Harry at the Chelsea. Peace.